Stop out. I can't block out images of Johnny B getting his cock out. I can't do it tonight.
That's funny how that
Recording, mate, as well. So
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, that is not the intro.
No, it's not going to be. We're going to have the better one.
Because you know what the intro is, Kieran. You know what time it is. There we go.
It's Godzilla time.
It is Godzilla time, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back to another episode of Definitely Serious.
I'm Joe.
I'm Kieran.
Wow, again.
And it's no more Doctor Who.
For 2 episodes.
For 2 episodes until the Christmas special, which is in a few days.
Yeah, and we will react to that like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
This is probably the last big one we're going to do.
Yeah, we've got the top 10.
The little fun one for the fans.
But that's literally because we've run out of ideas and you're going away soon.
I'm going away very soon. So this is like the last big one.
Yep.
But
and it's the big one.
For you, yeah, it is.
It's actually the whole reason we've started this podcast. We're actually cancelling it after this.
This is it. This is the peak.
I saw a new trailer for Godzilla vs Kong, so cinema's not for me.
You're forgetting it's Godzilla X Kong, the new empire.
You've forgotten it's Kong X Godzilla, Kong's new empire. Anyway, we'll discuss Godzilla Minus One, which is the film we have seen today.
Today, yeah.
Thankfully, it's not the other one. What are your opinions on this one, Kieran?
What are my opinions on this one? I mean, I'm going to say it straight off the bat.
Go on.
I know it's recency bias, so
100%, and I can't wait for you to backtrack.
Yeah, I think it might be my favourite film of the year.
Oh, no, that's a fact.
Definitely up there.
Yeah,
You thought I was going to say best Godzilla film?
Yeah.
No, that's
98,
not even.
That's not even. It's not even best Godzilla film. It's better than Shin, because that's basically the same question.
Yeah, basically, we get it. We get it, mate. You like Shin.
Yeah, I'm going to come out and say it's not as good as Shin.
You've got there.
Yeah, but it is actually elite, though. It is the film of the year. I'm going to be deadly serious. It was the film of last year, and it's probably the film of next year as well.
You could have said Definitely Serious as well, which is insane there. You just didn't.
Oh,
You'd think you would have learnt by now, mate.
Seriously, I definitely should have done that.
Yeah, nice try. The
I
moment's
thought
gone.
that was quite clever.
Yeah, it was, but the moment's gone. You've ruined it.
Kanye West does that, and everyone's gassed. Shouldn't say that around Kanye West, should we?
Am I right? I gassed. Just got really dark 2 minutes in.
Speaking of really dark, Godzilla Minus One.
So, who's the director for this, mate?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I know none.
So it's I'm going to butcher this.
Yeah, go on, Kieran.
So, it is Takashi Yamazaki.
Okay.
Who directed this one? I can't say I've seen any of his other films.
I'm almost going to guarantee you haven't.
Yeah, you could probably say that for absolute certain. I'm looking at them now. I've not even heard of most of them.
What's his name? Yamakaze.
Yeah, we'll go with that one, mate. Yamazaki. So you were almost there.
Yamazaki, yeah. No, I've seen none of them.
That was a good breakdown. This is the insights we're bringing.
He has done 2 previous war films. The Eternal Zero, which is also called The Fighter Pilot, and The Great War of Archimedes, which both seem like World War II. One's a fighter pilot, one's a naval thing.
Archimedes is Greek. I could be wrong there.
I'm going to be honest with you, mate. That naval ship does not look Greek. That naval ship does not look Greek. That
looks Zeus to me. That looks just like the Zeus one.
Yeah.
The joke wasn't funny Greek name there, and people laugh. See what I mean?
I found it funny.
Thank you.
So this is a film.
It is a film.
It's Japanese.
I don't know if you noticed it. Should we tell?
Yeah, you tell the origins, mate.
No, well, I just wanted to mention the people in the film. So we got really, because we've gone at a really inconvenient time.
Yep.
Where a lot of people aren't going to the cinema.
Yep.
So it's literally just us two in there.
Yeah, it was unreal. We were just talking like normal.
Mate, I was literally jumping up in my seat, moving about.
Not a spoiler, but like at the end of the movies, I literally saw you drop to your knees.
I literally dropped to my knees
in a public cinema.
There's no one there. I could do what I wanted.
There, except there was someone there
until he got there. But someone came in at the start. 2 couples. I'm not meaning to just by appearances.
Yeah, we were like 10 minutes in, and I was like, "Well, you're a bit late, but you do you, lads."
And I saw them smiling because Godzilla was on the screen at that moment, so they were like, "Oh, big monster, fools."
literally.
I'm not judging by appearances, but I am absolutely going to do that. They looked like chavs.
Yeah, when they walked in, I was like, why are you here watching
This isn't your film.
Yeah.
This isn't for you. And it was right. So it took him about 5 minutes.
He left.
He left for a while. He comes back in, zooming in. Right, get your stuff, we're leaving.
I'll quote it. Get your shit, we're leaving.
Get your shit, we're leaving.
Shit.
And it's so funny. And I feel bad for her, by the way. I was thinking this whole time, I was like, if this was the first date or anything, this relationship didn't last long. 'Cause she was like, oh, I'm really liking this. She was like, no, get your shit, we're leaving.
Yeah.
We're out of here.
What makes it
What do you mean they're speaking another language? I have to read subtitles. I can't read.
Yeah, that's I swear I heard him say something about that. Like how I'm meant to read and watch.
Mug. And then the funny thing was that the reason they were leaving was because he's just bought them a ticket to go see Wonka.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you right now, this man has not seen the trailers, and he definitely does not know it's a musical.
I didn't know it was a musical, and I'm the co-host of a film and TV podcast.
He definitely doesn't look like a man who's seen a single musical in his life.
If I'm going to be honest with you, if you don't want to watch a war film just because it's in a different language, he won't watch a musical about chocolate.
Nah. So he's definitely just wasted money on 4 tickets and his nachos.
I think, the nachos, by the way, which she was like, grab the nachos. I was like, lady, you've been sat here for 15 minutes. I'm assuming not touching them because, your husband or whatever's... They're cold.
They're gone. So all that money wasted because he's a little rat.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to get out of the way because that was a little funny anecdote.
I really enjoyed it.
I was glad at his annoyance.
No, so was I, because they were talking a bit and I was like, are you being fucking serious?
I was so annoyed because I was like, we have the full cinema to ourselves. They've just come in and ruined the vibe.
Yeah.
Because I would not have got on my knees for them to.
No, genuinely.
So I'm glad they left, and then the film started. So let's start.
Yeah, spoilers.
I have to say, because I mentioned in the car there was one thing I didn't like.
Oh,
I wasn't too
tell
sure
me that
of.
now, mate.
It was the fact that this Godzilla creature already existed, and he was like a miniature little dinosaur T-Rex guy. I was like struggling to speak, just like I am now for some reason. I was just not liking that it already exists as like, oh, is this how we're doing it? It already exists.
So explain the...
I just didn't like I wasn't a fan of the origin, but it worked for the character arc of the main character.
Yep.
My best friend, Shikimi-sami. I'm butchering it.
Yeah, this is why I was going to make that joke earlier. And also, I guarantee you, whoever's listening to this is going to get mixed up with the names about 40 minutes in.
Yeah, no one's going to...
So the main character...
is
a little
the protagonist.
pussy.
Well, he's not, though, is he?
No, that's the whole point of the movie.
Oh, I just ruined your joke.
So he's a kamikaze pilot.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, their whole existence in the military is just crash your plane into something.
And kill yourself.
That's the whole thing.
So he didn't.
Yeah.
He then runs into Godzilla because of that. He fails to shoot Godzilla. The other people die. Realistically, would have it killed him? Probably not.
And also, they're at fault.
Yeah,
if they hadn't started shooting, like if they'd just moved to the side, he would have just walked past them.
Mm-hmm. It was their fault as well.
Like, the way I...
There had to be a character arc there, Joseph. There had to be a character arc.
You know what, I'll allow it. But the way I interpreted that scene is... Because he straight up looked at the geezer, the main character. Mm-hmm. The main character obviously didn't shoot him, and then he just sort of carried on about his business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then those lot shit themselves, started shooting him.
Yeah.
And now he's got to feel guilty throughout the entire movie for their deaths, even though it was their fault.
For not killing himself. He gets guilted multiple times throughout this film for not killing himself in a war that was almost over.
Yeah, literally, first 45 minutes, every person he runs into is literally like, you didn't kill yourself.
You kamikaze pilot.
Idiot. You muppet.
Dishonourable. All right,
so good.
Relax. So that's literally one of the only things I can't...
So what is your actual beef with it, though?
I don't like him existing before the bomb.
Okay.
I like the bomb. The bomb did create him, but like he was still like...
Yeah, he was still realistically, he could still...
The more I think about it, the more I'm not bothered about it. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay.
You know why I don't like it?
Go on.
And you know what? Considering I'm such a big Godzilla fan...
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to say this. I don't actually know his original origin.
Really?
No, because it's one of them that's been retold so many fucking times. I don't know what the original is. I don't even know if the original has one.
The boy who cried wolf?
He might just exist.
Yeah, okay.
And obviously...
Not an iguana then, no?
Yeah, that was the thing, mate. My favourite Godzilla movie, so much I'm just going to call it the Zilla movie. Because it's not. He is no god.
Am I right?
He is literally just Big Lizard.
Kingzilla.
Kingzilla, that's actually what I'm going to call it. So the Kingzilla movie, the origin, chameleon. from the nuclear testing as well, not even the actual attacks.
The bomb, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, America. You think I'm forgetting again? No, I know what you did.
You're not letting them off that easy.
No, I'm not, Kieran. And this one, when he exists, is already sort of cool, and I do like it a bit because it ties into, you know, like Japanese folklore and myth of like dragons and sea creatures. That for that reason, it's cool, and I like that they didn't have him as a nothing before the bomb.
Yeah.
It was still a force.
The more I think about it, the more I like it, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah. I prefer if it wasn't that, but out of all the ways you could do that, having him still be pretty sick beforehand is cool.
You accept it?
Yes.
So then we go into something that the American Godzilla films have been criticised for, rightly so.
Yep.
The human aspect.
What human aspect, mate?
And the fact that they get so much screen time despite them being nothing.
There being no story.
No character, name a character trait apart from like
good
cracking jokes every 2 seconds.
And we like Godzilla.
That's the big monster.
Mate, that's the entire character trait of every human character in the American Godzilla films is we're on his side. That's it.
Or Kong, and they just do the exact same thing for Kong. At least the kid got a bit of characterisation, not that much. But
are you on about that kid?
Yeah.
Mate, the kid in this, who, by the way, was literally cannot speak, did a better job than that kid.
Yeah, I cared about it more.
It?
What? Huh?
We cut to... He goes home.
He does go home.
Everything's burnt to a crisp, mate.
By the way, this does this place at the end of the Second World War.
Yeah, technically, we see quite a bit of the film before the bombs drop.
Which I liked.
Yeah, so did I. He comes back to the initial damage of the napalm. He runs into a neighbour, who again immediately says... Why aren't you dead?
Yeah,
why are you here? I know what your job was. What are you doing here?
And then I'm gonna blame you for my kids being dead. Despite
burning to death.
My kids are dead. The whole village is gone.
This
is definitely your fault, because you definitely would have made a massive difference. With your one plane, they definitely would have avoided this city.
100%, 100%.
The things I would have said if I was in his position would have been crazy.
It's mental, though.
I would have been executed.
That's actually what it is, though.
Yeah, it's just wrong.
What it was, that is...
I'm throwing hands, mate. Oh, your kids are dead. Good. These are the things I would have said.
I wasn't even here. Why didn't you pull them out the fire?
Yeah.
Facts, though. Where were you when they were burning to a crisp?
Sounds like a skill issue on your part.
I was fighting a big lizard, mate.
He's not allowed to mention that. We get that, and then we get just it's like a minimum 10-minute little montage of him, you know, finding this kid, finding this orphan, this other lady.
Yeah, this lady gives him a child, which is really bizarre.
And she's also not the mother. They just found it. It was a nice little... All of this was to show like the aftermath of a war, this
war. Is what the people have to deal with.
These literal 3 strangers, including the kid.
Yeah.
We're now like forced to start their own family.
Yeah, she's taking care of a baby that's not hers. Then he's taking care of a wife that's not his. Yeah. Who's got a baby that's not her. It's mental.
And he's getting a job just to provide for them. The job's risky. I wonder what that could involve. It's going into the sea.
I have a thing about that.
Go on.
You know what? We'll introduce our ragtag crew of
the boys.
Lovable fiends.
The gang.
So we're going to break them down into stereotypes because the names are forgettable.
Yeah.
You got your smart one, whose hair, I kid you not, is straight out of an anime.
I'm so glad you said it, because I was in love with his hair the entire time.
It was immaculate. Do you know what, like, Benedict Cumberbatch's hair as Sherlock Holmes is meant to be?
His hair reminds me of someone else entirely. I can't place it. I might mention it in the next year. Probably won't.
We'll see him in 2024.
If it comes, I'll let you know. But I loved his hair. I'm glad you said it, because I was thinking it the whole time.
Fire. He's the smart one. You got sort of like the old guy.
Yeah.
He's cool. He was also in the war, I believe.
Good performances, by the way.
Really
every
good.
Single one.
All of them. And I don't even know if it's good acting, because I can't tell if that's good Japanese tone.
Especially from the guy you're mentioning just now. I really liked his
Which one? The old guy who's not actually the oldest.
Yeah.
But you watch the film, you know who we're on about. And then you got the young kid who hasn't been to war. Yeah. And I think his place in the movie is quite important. Because it sort of serves as a... Obviously, people around that time would have been brainwashed. Serving your country is the best thing you could do, blah, blah, blah. He didn't do that. And he has this weird urge to do that.
Like he literally has FOMO for World War II.
What's FOMO?
Fear of missing out.
Yeah. No, genuinely. There's a moment in the film where he goes, I'm a bit pissed it ended this early. And then our main guy does literally just like, you seriously? You better not mean that.
That scene just changed completely. There was a unit shift. I'm just leaving that in for some of the fans in my class who will get that. If there's a unit shift.
Is this a term that you've
it's
heard?
When the vibe, no, it's an acting term. But no, it's when the vibe changes.
He goes to uni.
The vibe changes.
Mitochondria.
Yeah, the mitochondria, the biology of the skull, photosynthesis of the Godzilla beast. It's when he grabs him, and the scene does change completely. Yeah, and that is just one of the many examples we'll probably reference throughout this episode. Yeah, it's just the human stuff, and especially relating to the war. Like the depth, the gravity of what he's saying. Like, don't you dare actually say that. Yeah, like I wish the war lasted longer so I could get involved in the fun. Yeah. You have no idea the things I've seen. Yeah, it was a really just like stark moment.
Yeah, I like how there was sort of a bit of a shift before that, because we've obviously gone from him seeing all these people die. He's got a kid that's not his now, and then there's sort of like it's a fun bit with the boys. He's telling his wife, "No, the boats are sick, lad," and then it cuts to them just being wooden. Yeah, and it's sort of a bit of a comedy thing. These characters that we interact with aren't overly serious. But then that whole build-up of like, why is the tone a bit more positive? Yeah. Just like that, it's switched, boom. Do you remember when the war happened?
Do you remember that?
Do you remember that?
I'm really sure you shouldn't forget that right now.
Yeah, why are you wishing for it? You're not seen back home.
So that was the way it establishes characters in this guy's life. Because I was a bit like, where? I don't want to be that person, but I was like, where's Godzilla? But then I was just like...
I was thinking that.
I was like, fuck Godzilla. I'm loving this story.
Yeah, Godzilla genuinely got about 5 scenes.
Yeah. But it was all like necessary... It was all necessary like build-up. And Godzilla... Because like Shin... The whole thing with Godzilla is he's a metaphor for Japan and the consequences, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
For this, it's more... It is that as well, but it's also it's a personal consequence for this guy.
Yeah, that
is character arc.
That is the main difference between these two. I'd say Shin deals with like the scale of like an incident, whereas Minus One deals with like the personal impact. Because I think the whole thing for this, obviously, it's a thing for PTSD in it. You get the sequences where he has that weird dream where he's back at the place. He has like nightmares. He gets all boo boo. There's a repeated thing where he thinks he's already died, which is really heavy.
That's my favourite scene in the film. And both performances there. Amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, she's great.
Fantastic.
Best scene in the film. To be honest, no, it's not. I was going to say my favourite scenes in the film are all the human moments. That's a lie.
I think it actually might be for me.
No, I know exactly what my favourite scene is.
Yeah, I know what but my 2 favourite scenes are human bits.
But it is that bit. That, and we'll get to the other one in a sec.
Yeah.
But those are my 2 favourite. That was just a really nice moment.
Yeah?
Loved it.
I agree. Oh, another thing we should mention. The woman that kicked off at him at the start for not killing himself.
Yeah.
She now looks after his child. Yeah. It's really lovely.
Because it was like we go through a good few years in the film.
Yeah, I believe it's 44 to 47. Yeah.
It's like they're rebuilding this village.
Yeah, it's the whole of Japan, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, the whole of Japan just getting rebuilt. If only that's going to get ruined by something.
That'd be so unfortunate.
Very soon. So it was just nice that everyone was slowly healing, getting back together, all that sort of stuff.
There was a slight, what would you call it, like a repeated theme of good in people, even after what's happened, because we'll track back a bit. The baby bit where she drops him, he waits there for ages, and then he gets up and leaves, and then she just pops up out of nowhere and she's like, I was waiting for you.
Yeah, that was funny.
And then she's all like, why didn't you leave it? Because he's good, but then also that's the same reason she didn't, because you find out that it's not hers. She's also done the exact same thing he's done. Yeah, where he just can't leave them. Like they're just inherently good people. I like that because that's a lot more powerful. Obviously, after the war that's just occurred.
What war, mate?
Like this film is heavy enough.
Yeah,
and then you just think. So when you go watch this, lads, just think everything you're witnessing, and then just remind yourself the war's just finished.
Yeah. Just think about how many soldiers probably went through what he went through as well, like being guilted for not kamikazing himself.
Survivor's guilt. Yeah.
Mental. Should we get on to the big boy? King Kong.
Godzilla?
What?
Yeah, maybe we should. I can't believe you just said that. No. Back the fuck. What have you just said?
I said King Kong, mate.
Yeah, we'll move on from that.
Actually, should we mention Julia?
Yeah, we'll mention Julia because she's probably not listened this far. Shout out Julia. That's it, shout out Julia.
One of the people on my course.
Yeah, we've fixed the mics, Julia. Julia, we fixed them.
He's not bothered by the criticism.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
He's let go of it.
You could have told us this before we invested. Cheers, Julia. It's too late now. Julia.
Oh my God. She's broken.
Julia. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, I'm going to have to take off my jumper. I'm sweating. Like it's
From rage. From pure rage.
Mate, Julia's annoying.
The mic's gone. It's gone off the rails. I don't feel safe.
Do you know what, Judy?
Just wanted to get that out of the way because I know you would have wanted to mention
sorry,
that.
that's just been bugging me this whole time. Shout out Jimmy, though. You'll find out why I'm a Man United fan. You'll get the law.
You will get the law at some point.
And I know Jimmy will because he's actually listening still. Like Julia. It's fine, Julia, though. I forgive you. Also, where the fuck's my chocolate?
No, I got Bueno. It's fine.
Yeah, Julia?
To make up, where's your Bueno?
No, seriously, you think I'm joking? I want my chocolate after the Christmas break.
What Bueno is it? A black Bueno, white Bueno? What's the deal?
Oh, I think a white one, but you can't forget your roots.
Don't you dare steal my joke from 4 hours ago.
The conversation we had 4 hours ago.
You dare do that.
Why haven't I done it?
So, the big beast shows up.
Oh, Zilla, yeah.
Big Zill.
What do you think of his design?
Love it. Absolutely in love with it. I love his eyes.
We've discussed it a bit in with the trailers.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 but obviously we've had the whole film. We can watch him.
Mm-hmm.
You like it.
I'm in love with it, if I'm honest with you. Especially like the head. It looks so good. Like when that's chase scene in the water.
Yeah.
I'm in love with it.
I quite like the head, but I also kind of don't.
Why?
It looks... This is going to sound so stupid.
Mm.
It looks too Godzilla-y.
Huh?
Like, it looks like the 60s, 70s Zilla.
It does.
Which I guess is sort of the point.
Mm-hmm.
But because of they were all giant man in a suit,
mm-hmm.
I can't not see that design that way.
Yeah, do you not see it with Shin, though?
No, because Shin is the most unique looking Zilla that looks like nothing ever.
Sorry, mate.
Sorry, that is like everyone's main criticism of Shin. Like, why does he look like this?
Sorry, mate. Sorry, I stepped on some toes.
I'm being serious. That's not even me being like Shin sensitive. That was just poor film knowledge from you. They're not,
from me?
Then it's not even remotely similar. Shin looks nothing like any other Godzilla ever.
I think it does, mate.
Have you seen his face?
Yeah.
He's got eyes on the side.
It just looks just like this one.
I think it looks a lot like this one.
I'm baiting.
Yes, obviously, why you gimp. My issue with the design...
Sorry, mate. I'm sorry Julia's done this to you, but you don't need to take it out on me.
Oh, Julia.
Stop saying the name. Why have you said her name about 50 times?
No, she just says she knows. She'll hear it in her sleep, mate. Julia. She won't hear this because she's not got this far. She won't hear that either, mate.
Sorry, mate. I didn't realise you almost took out the mic 3 seconds ago.
It was a bit longer than 3 seconds.
Sorry. Sir?
I didn't like his back spines.
How dare you, mate? That's the best part. For me, that was his best part.
Controversial.
Go on.
They are just Shin again, but we'll move. And they're too floppy. They flop.
I like a flop.
I don't...
But sometimes...
you like a flop
there's positives with being flaccid.
That's John Barrowman. There's a lot less damage.
Images of Johnny B whipping his cock out on the Godzilla Minus One set.
A flaccid does a lot less damage to Jackie Tyler's cheekbone than a hard one, though. That's all I'm saying.
Well, if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Jackie knows.
Unfortunately.
She recognises the smell.
That's horrible.
Do you reckon she could?
No! Why have we got here? Jesus Christ.
I bet she was thinking the same thing.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
So
I didn't like the spines,
I love
brother.
it, mate. I love it. He's just a big floppy guy.
The tail as well is very Shin.
The tail's amazing.
It's very Shin, though. It's got the rounded edge.
Is that not what you want, mate?
Yeah, of course it is. It's the best film of all time. We'll get. That's how we'll end it, actually. But Atomic Breath.
Right, let's get into this.
Yeah, you know what? I'll let you cook for a bit because I've never seen you more excited in a cinema.
So we see it first with the ship, with the Takao ship.
Yeah.
Mate, that whole scene is just so good at establishing.
The way they build that up is insane.
Because the bomb scene, which is the wooden boat, and then they show up and you think they're here to save the day. The way did the other Godzillas have like Wolverine healing abilities?
Shin.
Does he?
No, he don't get hurt.
Oh, that's true. But like, do we ever see like them get damaged and he just instantly heals? Like his eye healed. You what?
Yeah. So like he eats a bomb.
Yeah.
That whole side of his face gets blown off. Then, literally Wolverine style, just
instantly. It's faster. It's just instant.
No, it's actually faster than Wolverine. He has to take like 5 minutes off.
The ship shows up, and you think the day's saved. then he swims over to the massive warship. The way he just jumps on it first. He could have done so much worse, but he did that.
That's such a good... It's so good at just showing the absolute power this thing has.
And the scale was crazy.
He literally climbs up on top of it. It's not like, for reference, it's not like the battle cruiser scene from Godzilla vs. Kong, because that's just so fucking American. Like, wouldn't it be cool if he was so big he could stand fuck off? This one, it's pure destruction. He climbs into it. I wouldn't describe it as a punch, but like he just drives his fist into the ship.
It's just
like it's not. But he just goes through it.
Yeah.
Like do you know like a Mortal Kombat finisher where he like pulls someone's heart out?
Yes.
That looks like he's
literally Superman goes through the chest.
Yeah, that's actually what it looks like. He looks like he just punched through someone's chest.
And then the way that even though he's still doing that, the cannon's turning and shooting at him.
That is fire, because I'm looking at are they actually turning?
Yeah.
And then they are.
And then they've got him and you think, oh, okay, he's got hurt a bit. And then you see the blue light charging up under the water.
So, the main difference...
with this atomic breath...
is it's a boom. It's just one boom.
It's like it charges up and he literally just unleashes it all.
Yeah.
Instead of it being a beam.
Yeah, it's normally a beam, prolonged period of time. No, this one's straight laser, like he's shooting a gun.
Yeah. And it looks like a fucking nuclear explosion.
Well, you say obviously, but that's not actually obvious, because normally it's just a heat ray. But then this one, for some reason, ends up in an explosion every time it's shot at something. I kind of don't get that.
I think he shoots something.
Yeah.
I would imagine like a ball of something that goes to the destination and then it explodes. Or he just charges that all up and sends it. And that's why there's the delay, because he sends it and then boom.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And it's obviously, surprisingly,
cool.
The metaphor for the bombs being dropped on Japan is now firing things that create like nuclear-like explosions.
Yeah.
That ship's gone.
Yeah, because you got the shots of Japan being nuked without Japan being nuked, which was fire. Like you... this actually might be my favourite scene. When he's charging it up, which is unique as well, it sort of like clicks in, which I like, I can't lie, I like that mechanical
when
feel.
All the spikes kind of like chop out and then they kind of go in. Yeah, literally like a detonator.
Yeah, like how would you it is like
it's like everything kind of goes into gear. Do you know this is going to sound like such a film bro thing to say, but you know in the Transformers film where they transform and just before they go into the form, like everything's still kind of messing. They just kind of shape into place. It's like that.
That final.
Yeah, it's the. Yeah, it's like that, and boom.
It sort of acts as like a trigger or a button being pressed. You know, like if you were to drop a bomb on a city or two in the space of a day, that'd be crazy.
That would be mental, especially in like 1945.
Yeah, if there was a metaphor for that, though, that'd be insane.
That would be crazy. Like it's a big monster, radiation filled.
Back to the thing.
That leads, and then the way that builds up with him, it's just he's slowly going to like Tokyo.
Yeah.
Just because he's an animal and he wants new territory.
Yeah, they don't really expand on that at all.
I don't think it needs to be. It's like enough. It's just an animal who wants territory.
No, but even with Shin, that was the explanation, because we've been a bit Americanized. He's got to be saving the humans or something. No.
He's a force of nature.
Yeah, but Shin explains him as that. This has one line where it's like, Tokyo is his territory now. That's the only indication.
I don't think it's part of it. He's just expanding. He's like an animal. He's just expanding.
Yeah,
he's getting bigger.
That's
so
the only.
Need more space.
That's the only like reference to that, though, and I think that's cool.
It worked for me. And then so it leads. He's slowly getting closer. The military just doing absolutely everything they can, which is nothing, because it does nothing to him. They detonate so many bombs.
It just does nothing.
It's that bit where they've got the line and they explode them all.
The line of like
just
bombs.
Sails straight through it. It doesn't even slow him down.
That's one thing. It's so good to see Godzilla in the water this much.
Yeah.
The water physics, by the way.
Amazing. It looks great.
Like when he's going through the water, they've got the little currents that are down like midway through his body where like... what the fuck? And for reference, by the way, this entire movie cost less than the casting budget for the Marvels.
It's 15 million, did you say?
Less.
That's crazy.
The guy who made the film came out and said, I wish it was that much.
It looks unbelievably good, like throughout the entire thing.
The only time I noticed
just think about it. The marketing campaign for Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, will be more than this film.
I want you to know the budget for coming up with his gauntlet cost more than that.
That's mental. The gauntlet for CGI will cost more than this did. I know which one will look better. That's the sad thing.
For reference,
we love America.
For reference, this movie literally has a close-up of an atomic bomb. Like his shout. Sorry if I've been playing Skyrim too
much. Mate, honestly, when Godzilla unleashes the Fuso Dart,
that is unreal.
Things get serious.
The storm call goes crazy though. No, when he does the shout, I've done it again. What the fuck?
You could have played that off, to be fair, as a joke, but you had to beat yourself
No, because I'm annoyed that I've done it again. When he does his atomic breath and it's charging up and everyone's just watching it, and then they realise, oh, we should probably run. I like that.
That'd make a difference, to be fair.
Yeah, but that's almost definitely what happened with the bombs. Like, someone just looked up and went,
what is that?
What is that? It's getting closer. Oh, boom!
I'm gone.
Yeah. So that's so cool.
50 million.
His wife?
We've not got there yet. I want to get to the bomb part.
That's when the bomb goes off, no? The bomb.
Oh, but I wanted to just mention the part of... Because I mentioned the military doing everything they can.
Yeah.
And even all this still relates to military Japanese commentary and the US.
Yeah.
It's the bit that they just didn't tell the civilians yet.
That was...
Which would definitely happen.
Yeah.
And it's so good to see like a Japanese film criticising Japan. If only American and UK films could do that to itself as authentically that they just did.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they just wouldn't tell the people until it's too late.
And all right, someone's going to give us an example, but that film was made by like 5 people, and it wasn't... This is Godzilla.
Yeah. This is a massive studio.
And it's... this is like if Mario...
was like, oh, God, what we like him, right?
Oh, racism. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's that big.
Yeah.
It's like if Doctor Who purely became a vessel for, like, anti-nuclear... It's fucking insane.
Yeah. Oh, the bit where... Because this is an obvious metaphor for, like, kamikaze, and just... Not even just Japan, but obviously it is, but, like, how war was back then, as in... These normal people were sent out there with their mind bombs and stuff, just to delay him.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally there to stop
Yeah,
the time.
and they don't get told that.
No, they don't get told that until the last minute, and you're like, we've sent you here to slow it down.
That's my point.
While we prepare.
That guy with the cool hair...
Yeah.
Just a dick, no? Because he knows that they're there just for decoy.
I don't think he does there.
He's the one that tells them. Or is that because he figures it out
he
before
probably
everyone
figures
else?
it. If not, he's a dick.
And then he knows the plan at the end, and he gets the guy to come, and then he tells him in the meeting, it might not actually work.
Yeah, but I think that was just him being honest. Like, he could have been like, yeah, but he was like, this is literally all we've got.
As the old guy says, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. I am the chosen one.
That's a lovely... It's a good film. It's a good film.
And the bit I just want to ask you, because I'm a bit of a history geek.
Go on.
I like the Cold War.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Godzilla stuff is related to just the end of World War II, which is obviously when the Cold War starts.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of mention to US-Soviet relationships. That's why the other nations aren't getting involved, because there's all this political shit getting involved.
Yeah,
Is that a thing with other Godzilla films? Like the Soviet stuff? Because I found it really... I was really happy it was in this film.
Not the Soviet stuff because of the time relevancy. But there is... Like, Shin has a big thing about America helping.
Yeah.
But then only if America can do it their way sort of thing. And obviously the whole thing about Shin is... I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be real... It's the exact same film.
Yeah.
It's just a reskin.
Similar. Yeah. They are similar.
Like, it literally... The film... The Saviours are a group of rejects who get together for the people and save the day. That's exactly what happens in Thingy. They get all the weird, nerdy people that aren't actually of any use most of the time.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens here. You get all the people that survived the war, which is a weird one, because if you survived the war, apparently you're an idiot.
Yeah.
It's a weird one, but I get it. So I like that. I like that it comes down to the people. It's a civilian-led effort
instead of the government.
Yeah, because they're fucking shit.
And then they clocked like why? Because there's that bit. I'm skipping forward a bit when they are creating that plan, and like why the civilians were like, why is it always us? Why are you asking us to go to this potentially suicide mission?
You've just come back from one.
We've just finished the Second World War. Now you want to send us all out again while you sit in your little chairs?
Yeah.
And I like how these guys are like, we're not ordering you to do this. You can walk away.
That was a bit confusing, because the entire thing is about how these lot of dicks, and then the only example we see of these people in the movie, they're good. It is a bit...
True, I would agree with that.
But then you've got to have someone in it who's good somewhere, don't you?
Yeah.
But that's just what happens.
And then we get to the big one of the big scenes is when he lands in Tokyo, and he just mauls through it. I love it. Because the film's dark.
That's not Tokyo, that bit that you're on about.
Oh, is it not Tokyo?
No.
Is that the village?
It's somewhere. It's. Oh, I'm gonna get the name wrong, but it's not Giza because that's the pyramid.
Or something like Gniza?
Yeah. One of my favourite lines of dialogue in the entire movie is, I'm not gonna say it word for word, but it's basically like, this place survived the air raids, which are a constant theme throughout the film because that's how like everyone's family members have died.
Napalm.
And they're like, this city survived all of that, but not this. And obviously it's just Godzilla absolutely running a train through that village.
It's literally hard to say how brutal it gets with like these people are getting, like the way you just see him standing.
Yeah.
And not just people getting crushed under his foot. He makes implants in the ground, which then cause ripples. Like you see people get flung, crushed.
Yeah.
So easily. He's like, just even, because he's like he's an animal, which I'm glad they treat him as one, like you said. In the car, like he's just slashing about his tail and stuff because he's like, where am I? The way he's just running into buildings, evaporating them. You literally see him just turn around, and the effects of him just moving his massive tail.
Yeah, it cuts out the bottom of a building.
Cuts out the bottom.
Which a news team are on, by the way.
They
which
just fall to their death.
So fire having that commentary over the top where it's like, the guy's literally, I can see his ginormous head passing me right now. Like that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Imagine
Scary
that's happening, and then the cunt on BBC is just like, the monster is in front of us right now.
Yeah.
Imagine how terrifying that would be.
Yeah, it'd be fucking horrible.
He's just on the news, and then he dies.
You see the street, you see him move his tail. Everyone on that street, you see the tail just wipe them. They're just gone.
He just clears the whole street.
It's not even as if the street, like the ground under the street, is also gone. There is nothing there that remains there.
Bro thinks he's Torterra, and he's using earthquake. Like, why is he stepping?
It's gone.
The plates are moving.
He's literally moving the plates. All that's happening. There's so much stuff of that. It's amazing.
My favourite show of his power is the physics they apply to like cars and rubble. There isn't any. Like, the end, you know, where he sends that oil tanker flying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It looks like it has no wind resistance whatsoever. And I like... Yeah, it's weightless. It looks like everything's helium, and I like that. It's like the one where everyone's running away, and he comes around the corner, and it's just sort of like he flicks his tail, and then fucking a whole coach gets flung across like it's made out of a helium balloon.
Because he decided to turn around... Generally, about 2,000 people have just died. And then that leads to the big scene, which is also one of my favourite scenes in the film, is the big atomic breath scene, where you slowly... This is where we both literally leant forward and grabbed onto the seats in front of us.
Yeah.
When the atomic breath starts gearing up, and then he slams down. This is all because he got shot at like 4 times by tanks.
Yeah, I'm saying this is something quite cool. I like seeing World War II style tanks in a Godzilla movie, because obviously... It's 2010, so it's semi-modern. It's cool having it in this environment just because it looks cool. You know what I mean? I like it.
It looks... He got shot up 4 times, and he goes, I can beat that. He literally gets hit with a stone and decides to throw a missile. And you see it drop, and I can't explain to you the experience of the scale of it. So he charges up, he slams the atomic breath. It's literally like a nuclear bomb does just go off in this city.
Yeah.
You see the people just in the normal streets, and you just see the fucking cloud come.
Yeah.
Evaporated.
The best bit.
With our two main characters who are also trapped in here.
Which is insane, by the way, because he's just decided he wants this life of like a family and kids and all that.
He's opened up.
He's literally just come to that epiphany. Meanwhile, she's on the train where Godzilla's attacking, and then obviously she gets out, she jumps in some water, and then they're running off. He does the breath, Big Zilla boy.
Yeah.
She saves our main
It's
man.
the moment of silence, because you know the blast is hitting. She pushes him down this little alleyway. Then you see the blast not just hit her, hit everyone.
Yeah.
When I tell you, it's literally like that whole street just gets... It's like when you press delete on a keyboard and the word's gone. It's straight to a blank page.
You've grabbed your thing, you've selected it all blue. Delete half the paragraph.
She's gone like 10,000 miles away, mate.
Yeah,
the whole street is gone, and it's the silence before it hits, and then
it gets sucked back in.
Yeah, mate, it's so good. Like it's one of the best. It's probably one of my favourite scenes of this year. Like the scale of it is crazy.
Could you say it's going to make it into the top 10 moments of movie and TV for 2023?
For the next episode, you could say that. I will say I was so annoyed because I don't want to be one of them people.
No, do it.
She absolutely could have just made it in there. Like, why did she just push him? If you jumped at him, you both would have made that. She had even when she'd pushed him, he'd landed. She was still stood there.
I don't know if she would have moved in that much.
No, she definitely would have. But even then, they both could have made that.
But this is a one. How many scenarios have you been in where a woman who weighs about 60 kilograms tried to push you into an alley and her at the same time? Like, like the physics of it. But if she pushes him, she'll move more than he will.
The physics of her just pushing with an arm, or her literally jumping on someone with her whole weight, the second one's going to be more likely to happen.
Yeah.
And even if the first one works, there was like a 4-second period. She could have just it would have taken one step. I get why they did it for the impact, but then it was pointless anyway because she survived. Spoilers. But I was just like, oh, okay. I was a bit annoyed. I was like, but then the complaint was gone with the just sheer scale of everything.
Yeah.
And then you see the shot of the after effects when he looks, everything's gone. He comes out the alleyway. The moment he's literally looking, screaming and crying, he then looks. Godzilla's in the exact same place. He's just
not moved.
He's leveled the city. He's not moved. And then you see the shot of him staring at. It's literally a gigantic mushroom cloud.
I'm being serious. It is the coldest shot.
It's amazing.
Second coldest shot.
And then he just roars. He just screams at this thing, and it's just like this. It's just got horrifyingly dark.
Yeah.
And then when it cuts to the main character. And then he just starts screaming in pain.
Yeah,
was it blood landing on me, or was it ash?
It was just sort of that like muddy rain.
Yeah, it's just
sort
like
of thing.
from the ash.
Yeah, it mix. Yeah, ash
and then
being caught in the air and stuff.
Scream, really good scream.
He does a really good job of it. Like,
and then he just cuts to the next scene, and you just left like, what the fuck have I just witnessed?
Yeah,
the movie changed at that point, like big time, because you knew what it was. It was leading to that, and it delivered.
Yeah, and then I think we get essentially. We have a really nice moment where all the boys
the
are
funeral
having
bit,
and then it's a funeral. They're all with him. And
when's Mummy coming back?
Oh my god!
I wanted to cry.
I did. I teared, mate. I teared like twice in the film.
I was just like, it's just the human stuff really lands. Yeah,
I think it's because it's in the midst of all of this. Mm-hmm. Like we've just seen a whole city get leveled, but like at the end of the day. Where is Mummy? Like that was a million Japanese children's questions.
Yeah, because like we're seeing this. How many other people in? How much was it? 30,000 people.
Yeah, that was. Sorry, yeah.
So that's
30,000 people just on the first.
Mummy and Daddy's gone.
Just on the first run. His first run, 30,000.
And that's he just walked into a city, did that. What? Where 30,000 people.
It wasn't even intentional.
He wasn't even trying, and he killed that many people.
I fucking love him. He's so cool.
He's a nice guy, though. Once you get to know him, like have a drink with him.
In the American ones, once he's got a bit of personality, he's actually quite a nice guy.
Once you get to know him and just see him for what he is, he's not a monster.
He actually thinks humans are quite important.
He's actually a big monkey.
Yeah, man, that's funny. Funny from you, Kieran.
You really liked that, didn't you, mate?
You know what? What I did like is this first scene I'm about to discuss.
Go on.
It gives me Chernobyl vibes. It's when they get the mission together. It's a civilian-led thing.
And they say that we need to do this quickly.
Because they're like the government can't help.
Yeah.
No, we're going back.
Oh.
The Odo Island attack pre-nuclear Zilla.
Yeah.
You know, where it's just a weird sea creature thing. That we find out was covered up by the government because one of the boys was like, "Wait, that wasn't the Americans."
Yeah, yeah.
Which that's not even. That's right. I'm gonna just slander Americans here or Western media. If that would be a bigger quote unquote deal in an American movie, it'd have more screen time. You know that theme, but it would hit
less.
Not even a quarter of the same.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know why that is. Like, just not discussing it or building up on it and then just going, yeah, by the way, the government lied.
Yeah.
Because we didn't even know the government lied because we're looking at it through the eyes of the guy who was there.
Yeah.
But then I think it's the old guy in it who's like, what the fuck?
What do you mean that happened?
What do you mean? And then, the craziest one, we've already sort of discussed it, but I'm discussing it again.
Go on.
When the government are aware that Zilla's actually coming to Japan and they're like, yeah, we're not going to evacuate. And we're also actually not going to... We're just going to sort of let him run through. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
just think, all those people could have been out of that city.
This is why I don't like... I like him, but you know, the cool hair guy. Because he's just... Why does he know all this?
I don't know.
Like, he knows everything.
But that's after the fact. He doesn't realise it during.
No, but while it's while the plan's happening, while he knows what the government, that's their plan is to just ignore it, and no one will be blamed for it.
But maybe it's just him just being like, maybe he doesn't know for a fact, but he's just like, best guess, I've lived long enough, they're not going to help. We need to do something now.
Yeah, well, that is the theme of Shin Godzilla. It's like, I'm going to be honest with you, lads, our government, they don't react quick enough to these things.
They're just going to take time. And
do you remember that tsunami? Where was the response?
I learned about that in geography, GCSE, so I do remember it, mate.
Yeah, and I've watched Shin Godzilla, which is the best educational tsunami movie you'll ever watch, but whatever.
It's not Tom Holland's The Impossible, is it, mate?
It's better than that.
You know what, mate? I would agree with that. I don't think you're going to find many people who would disagree with that.
It shows a lot more destruction.
Yeah.
I want you to know, fun fact about that film, I didn't even finish it.
I was actually traumatised by it the first time I saw it. I was quite young.
How old were you?
I can't remember. I think it came out 2013 and I saw it in cinemas.
Oh, okay, fair enough, yeah, actually.
Mate, it's the scene where he jumps in the water in the pool and then the tsunami hits and the water just turns thingy. Yeah. Or when she's just chilling, running at the kids to get home, the tsunami hits her and you just see her get, like, the water crush up her against the glass. Horrible.
Yeah, that is horrible.
Anyway...
Just kick the whole desk.
Sorry, I slack. I'm Godzilla, mate. I cannot move without causing mass destruction.
It can't help it.
I need help.
Oh, we'll go back to that scene that I was going to before I just went off on the Japanese government.
Yeah.
It's when the final act, we're going to save the day, lads. Let's get all the people who were at war that have come back to fight for us.
Yeah.
Again, a bit weird. I really like that scene.
Yeah, it felt really... Sorry. Yawn there.
It's been a long day.
It felt really natural and authentic. Like, I felt like how a conversation would actually happen.
Yeah, like, and then you had that guy who asked, because some people were like, are we going to die?
Yeah.
And then some people left, some people stayed, and then some geezer randomly just went, is it certain death? And he went, no.
Yeah.
And then he's responsible for it can't be worse than war then, and then everyone sort of banded together behind that. I thought that was fucking brilliant.
Your joke about him being a government plant was so funny, by the way.
No, because I also sort of believe it.
It could have been, to be fair.
Like, I'm sorry if
I respected that, because it was like, when the answer was like, are you certain this plan's going to work, or are we going to die? And the answer was like, I'm not sure. Like, most likely these things will happen. Yeah. It felt honest rather than lying, saying, no, this is a mission, we're going to succeed, we're going to be heroes.
Chernobyl vibes.
Or just exactly. I'll just be like, yep, we're probably going to die doing this.
Yeah, it was good though. And then...
by the way, the plan to kill him is amazing.
Right, we'll break that down. So, basically, send him down to the bottom of the ocean, then bring him back up really quickly.
Yeah.
Pressure, and then the decompression. That'll do something to him.
Yeah.
I liked it more than freezing his blood in Shin.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. So they started freezing him or something, didn't it, when he came back up?
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
It's
colder the further down. So why would he freeze?
But then maybe
up?
He acclimatised to that, and then it was just, I don't know.
No, me neither.
But there will be some sort of science, but we're not scientists.
No.
We're not on a scientific podcast.
We're not definitely serious science.
Theoretically serious.
Oh, definitely science.
No, man. We all know mine was better.
I actually don't know if it was.
I saw your facial expressions, mate, that you wished you'd said it.
No, I think definitely science is
It's good, it's good, but it's DS in it again. I changed it up a bit.
That's why it's better.
I changed it up again, mate.
All right. Okay.
I'm making them differential.
Yeah, just remember who came up with the name in the first place, you know what I mean?
Who made the artwork? Yeah, exactly, mate.
Who recorded the intro? Shout out Charlie.
Yeah, who got you the intro?
Shout out Charlie.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Chris, for that name. Definitely serious.
Starts getting cooked.
He's not listening this far.
I got so stressed about it the other day, by the way, because I was just on like the TikTok.
Yeah.
And it had recommended accounts, and Chris's was there, and it's because it's friends with your actual TikTok account.
Oh, okay.
And I know that he can just see the same thing on his.
Fuck him.
Yeah, he's not said out about it. So,
he's not going.
My second favourite scene in the movie is essentially the same thing again, but it's when they're all preparing.
Yeah.
And the man whose plan it is, the cool hair guy's sort of feeling a bit like, lads, I know, and we're here now, so it's a bit too late, but like, I really don't know if it's going to work. And then old guy who's not actually that old, he does a whole thing where he's like, look at all these people. Like, most of them know they could die, but they've never been happier. And there's something about, what is the line? This time they feel like they can do something.
The useless are here to help us. I don't know.
No, that's later on, but that's fire.
Different vibes. My bad.
It's something like this time they feel like they can
actually
play a part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it's not hopeless.
Yeah, I thought that was unreal.
Some of the lines... Mate, this film's so good. Because it's like... Obviously, it's a big monster film, but like the actual message is good.
This is what Godzilla is. Anyone who's just watched the American ones, you're an idiot, and I feel bad for you. You've got that. You think it's just Transformers with a lizard.
That's genuinely what they do there.
It's so much deeper than that.
Because I know if I go and somewhere and say Godzilla Minus One was my favourite film, they're thinking, oh, so you like Transformers then? You like big monster films?
You muppet, I like political dramas.
Clip it now. You muppet, I like political dramas.
I do though.
I
don't care about politics any other way, but when it's about how it affects the little people.
Yeah, little people. It's a Doctor Who quote there, mate.
No, actually, that's a point. That's probably some weird...
like
psychological warfare that's been in place since like the 40s, that they're the big people with the little people because little people's little and big people's big.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is it that? Like Muhammad Ali said, why is it blackmail? There's no bad white thing. It's always black. Mm-hmm. It's like blackmail. I can't think of any more, but there is loads.
Mirror. Wait, what?
That's good.
So then we get to the scene.
Yeah.
We have the build-up with the plane and stuff and then building the ejecting seat.
Oh my fucking God.
How could we
Sorry,
forget?
there's so much that we've
The plane
forgotten.
looked good.
The plane is sick. I've not fact-checked it, but it was like a prototype for when there was meant to be a scrap in Japan. Air fight.
Which was their plan, and they were going to invade America.
Dogfights above Japan. And they had a plane prepared for it, and then it never happened. I don't know if that was a real plane, but it looked...
Definitely would have been.
It looked backwards. Like the propeller was on the back.
It looked so cool.
It was unbelievable.
That whole scene when he's taunting Godzilla, the whole thing of this Godzilla, why the man is so angry. It's like when I mentioned earlier when he gets hit by like 4 tank bullets, he decides, nah, fuck this city.
Yeah, well, at some point...
And then he sees the plane, the man is fuming. He's just lost 5 Overwatch ranked, and he's about to kick the wardrobe.
I've just lost 5 games in a row. I've just dropped out platinum.
The wardrobe's getting it, mate. I'm charging up the breath. I'm charging up the shoe.
So that's another thing. How do you feel about the breath having an intake?
I like it.
But where you can physically see the blue stuff on the intake. I don't understand that.
Because I feel the blue stuff is... He's opening his mouth and the blue stuff's already in him. It just reflects out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, all right.
That's what I got from it. I don't think he was taking in blue stuff. Or maybe if he needs the air to fuel it, maybe he's lighting
the light
the air
just coloured the air,
and then he expels it. But that whole scene was amazing. He looks so good in the war in this film. The plan was really well executed. Yeah, tension was great.
There's a whole thing about the main character getting the only surviving guy from the original island, by the way, to fix the thing. Mm-hmm. But we've skipped all over that because there's actually too much to talk about.
There's so much, man.
But essentially, his plan, main guy, is to kamikaze again, but successfully this time. Mm-hmm. And there was oh my God, it's so good. It's the bit where they're all preparing for the thing, and fancy hair guy is saying like, look, the Japanese have fucked over its people a bit, like with the poorly armoured tanks, the lack of evacuations, the fact that we put jets with no ejector seats. Like you had no choice. You were burning in that ball of fire. Like you couldn't leave. Like they just went, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
I can't. Sorry, that's actually so fucking insane.
I just want to mention, the bit where they take him down.
Yes.
So it's going to lead me to a point. I'm going to know that I'm only mentioning it at the end. The use of sound in the film,
or lack thereof.
Yeah. So because he's obviously going down when he's already charged, and the way when he hits the bottom, he just instantly, the breath just dies.
Yeah.
That was just a really powerful moment because the sound just went to nothing.
Yep.
The sound when he's going through the city, the sound with the breath, the lack of sound in some places, the way that the sound kind of prioritizes the soundtrack. I really liked it. Just like the use of sound for a big monster film, I feel like you have to
you have to
nail.
Get it right.
Like you have to nail the scale. It has to be like accurate sound.
That's so fire.
Did them both.
You have to nail the scale.
I meant to do that. Definitely.
Serious.
So
he goes back to the bottom. They try to pull him up just to confirm the kill. It's not worked. We skipped over this again. Just after the bit where everyone's signed up to do this, the young guy who's not been to war, he's talking about how he can't wait, and then the 2 fancy hair guy and the old guy, they're like, yeah, you're not coming.
Yeah.
And then he stands there, like, literally begging, which I think it's powerful because it shows how much he wants this. But then it's so fucked because why does he want this? Like, why does he want to nearly die?
I think he's just because at this time, because I've watched like a lot of old war films, and they're not just in Japan, like I've seen German ones and stuff like that, and especially with the UK, America. The like you were talking about earlier in a different sense, like the propaganda and the way they're brought up, you feel like you're meant to do this.
You
should feel shameful if you don't want to do this.
Yeah.
He feels like he wants to be a hero. Because have you seen? There's a recent film. It's one of my favourites now. All Quiet on the Western Front. Mm-hmm. It's when they're so excited at the start. They're like, "No, fuck it. We want to go to war. We want to go to war."
Isn't it the whole movie where they don't actually see any conflict?
No, they do. They see quite a lot.
Okay.
But
what's
it's just
the one where they don't? That's a good movie.
I'm not too sure about that one.
They're like snipers, and there's no.
Oh wow.
There's none, but then they get one shot.
Yeah.
But the guy's like, "No, you're not doing it." But they've been here for like the whole war.
Oh wow.
And they're like, "No, listen. We've been fucking here. We're not taking the shot." I don't know how it ends.
That's
but like,
cool.
We should watch that.
We should. But the whole bit of like they feel like they're meant to do this because they need to fight, and then when they get hit by it, and it's just horrible. Because like the guy nearly he gets it there, he does the nice moment you're gonna mention, but then there's a part where he might die, and it's just like, what was this all for then? But yeah, that bit. This is gonna sound so like a road reference as well, but when all the ships come and it's like the people helping.
Yeah,
kind of like in Dunkirk, where all the normal people just came to help them.
That was so weird because that was my exact feeling. Because that was the thing that happened. Like people who just had like normal boats would just
coming to help.
Yeah, they just take people back. Like, isn't it a thing in the Harry Styles movie?
Yeah, Dunkirk. Yeah.
Oh, you've just said that. Sorry, it's because Dunkirk's also an actual event.
Yeah, it actually happened.
Yeah, but it did remind me of that. That's the scene where the guy that's not meant to come, by the way, turns up.
Yeah.
And he's the useless here to save the day or something. And I really like that.
That's my favourite quote of the film.
Yeah, and then another use of lack of sound that brings Zilla up. Mm-hmm. And then if you remember, he just got cut off doing his atomic breath. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's loaded it back up again.
He's loaded. He's ready.
Everything, just no noise at all. It's just people's reactions to like, okay.
They're all taking off the hat.
Literally,
they just accept death.
You see a guy who genuinely looks about 19. Just take his hat off, like, yeah, this is it. Cool.
It's mental.
And then you just hear the plane flying. That starts off quietly. You know, it's like, and then
it's just there's a bit in Star Wars, but the new ones, so the bad ones, where they do a similar thing where all the ships turn up.
Yeah.
Like they're not the army, but the normal people have shown up, and the way it's executed is like the most cringe thing I've ever seen in my life. But this does it cool. Like infinitely better.
Oh, speaking of infinitely, you know the bit in Infinity War, Endgame, where all the people come through the ring? Yeah. It is sort of like that, isn't it?
Yeah, but just so much better.
And it looks cool. And the shot of...
15 million budget.
Yeah. The shot of... Literally, though. The shot of all of the little boats pulling the big boats is really cool, by the way, because they're all so close together.
It's a visual metaphor as well. Like, I see what they did there.
The people physically coming together. And
helping the big guys. They need the little people. But the bit that it's just like the soundtrack takes a backseat to the sound because it's a very orchestral soundtrack.
Yes.
And like choir stuff.
Yeah, because Godzilla is.
But it's always like at the back burner, not in a bad way because I feel it's effective and the sound works more. But at the end, the final bit, you get the full Godzilla theme when the ship's charged towards him. Yeah. Fucking epic. I can't believe I just said epic, but we move.
And ironically as well.
And then the bit where the plane goes in.
That was actually epic.
Okay, this is epic. I said that too in the film. And then the bit where the plane goes in, that's full soundtrack as well. Like it earns it when it goes full soundtrack. Yes. Really good. One thing I want to mention, I'm annoyed I mentioned this literally an hour in.
Julie's not here.
The what?
Julie's not here. Is that her name?
Yeah. It's the lighting in the film. Mm-hmm. I mentioned it a few times while we were in there. Yes. It doesn't look like a blockbuster in the nicest way. Like it looks like it's a nice normal film. Like there's that scene. There's like a scene where they're all just talking around like a bit, like the lads are talking, and there's like there's either one or two luminescent light bulbs. Yes. And the rest of like this little outside area of the area is just really dark and grim. There's a lot of them. I can't think from the top of my head. It's so effective. Very well done.
The scene...
Good director.
The scene where he walks in to the aeroplane garage place, but the last one where he's going to do it and they're all having a cig, that's lit up well. Mm-hmm. And it's not so well the lighting, but just the general sort of like set design. You know, The Office, where he's trying to track down.
Yeah, I remember you saying that one. Yeah.
Do you know what that reminded me of? It's going to sound so.
Hit me.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Loki.
The TVA.
Yeah, you know, like that sort of like it's all busy and
it's all busy all the time. Yeah.
And obviously, is that a quote from the thing?
No, I don't know where I got that from.
It sounds like a.
Yeah, it felt wrong.
Sounds like an advert jingle.
It felt wrong saying it.
It sounds like a Mackey's thing from the 60s.
I'm sorry.
Always busy all the time.
Always busy all the time.
But it reminded me of that, you know, because Loki sort of, it's all futuristic, but it doesn't look it. Like, they still work with paper and stuff in Loki. I just liked it. I thought it was cool.
It was lovely, mate. And then it ends...
Yeah, let's discuss that ending.
Godzilla's gone. You get the lovely scene. The wife's still alive.
Oh, yeah, the wife's alive, lads.
Shock.
They do that really well, by the way.
It's such a lovely final scene. You get is your war finally over? And he's like, yes. And you got a nice little family. All the emotional stuff and the arcs are fully done there. Everything works. Loved it. And then you get for me, it just gets kind of ruined where you see the Godzilla remnants going to the bottom, and it starts growing again, and it plays the ominous music.
Yeah.
On an isolated scene, looks good. Didn't fit the movie.
Yeah, I don't really see the point.
Why? We get it. Godzilla always comes back. We get that. I don't need to see it in this film. I know there's going to be another film. No, he doesn't actually, does he?
No, he used to. But then, like, the last couple of Zilla movies they've done have been independent Zilla movies, so, like, he doesn't.
And if this doesn't go anywhere, they've ruined it. They shouldn't have done that.
No, genuinely. I don't...
If they mean it in, like, a sense of there's always going to be a Godzilla, you know, at some point.
Oh, you know, like,
fine.
the issues that Godzilla represents still haven't actually gone.
But we already knew that.
The government still are shit. Well done, you've won this thing, but the government...
It left a sour taste in my mouth.
I agree, honestly. I can't believe I'm going to say it. It felt American.
Yeah, like end credit scene vibes. But that was on the
Vulture.
Yeah,
Vulture. Have you heard about this Spider-Man?
I think it's got something to do with Spider-Man.
Fucking little rodent.
It's actually an arachnid.
I can't believe you've done that. I actually can't believe you've done that.
Mate, amazing film. Amazing film. What are you pondering right now?
I'm just looking to see if there's anything explained about the ending. Oh.
So while he's doing that, I just want to say, I mentioned it very quickly, but with the lighting and stuff, he's a very good director. Like some of the shots and whoever wrote it, I don't know if it was him.
The writing's good, the pacing.
The dialogue, the pacing, the directing, the cinematography.
It's shit like this.
It's amazing.
You realise most of films are actually bad.
Like blockbuster films, yeah.
No, just most films. Like, how many films have we seen recently where I've gone, pacing's a bit weird? Or even TV shows.
The Giggle.
Pacing's weird.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about that for this movie. Because it wasn't bad.
It wasn't brought to your attention. I felt like... I noticed it at the start, to be fair, when I was like, where's Godzilla? But that
again. No, to be fair, Shin Godzilla literally does start with Shin instantly.
Yeah.
But that's Shin.
Yeah.
Not everything can be Shin.
It's a different beast. It's a different animal.
Not everything can be Shin. So there's not direct plans for a sequel. No, it's been confirmed. But it does just look like that's what it's for.
I'm not happy with that.
If they do prequel for Shin, by the way, I'm actually going to kick off even more.
We've had the arc.
I don't want
I
don't want this to be a prequel for Shin.
Do you not?
Not even remotely.
Yeah.
Not even remotely. There's just no purpose. Like, it'd add absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it'd just be MCU effect.
Yeah, so like, cool, this Zilla's actually one from Shin, let's go rewatch Shin.
Yeah.
It's not different.
You get nothing from it happening.
Yeah, so I don't think...
Except, that's cool, they're in the same universe. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a sequel. Especially if they lean more into like the Cold War period.
Yeah, but then his whole arc here been ruined.
But then it is Godzilla, not the main protagonist guy in it.
I know, but then his story in this whole film will be pointless.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because there's no way he'd see it come back and not feel responsible still.
Yeah, so this is where
it needs to be an isolated film.
They just fall into this thing that they just are doing, where it's the next one should just be an independent. Because like, yeah, cool, we'll tell another story with Zilla, but then you're right about what about that human story? But then, because Zilla's not a thing, you don't continue his what is continuing his story? Ooh, let's go get some food.
Yeah.
It's
not needed.
No, not needed. And that ending has soured it a bit, but still a banger movie. Best movie of this year.
5 out of 5. On the letterbox, you'll see it soon.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to fucking do it now.
No, he isn't. But yeah, I'm very happy with this. To be honest, what a very good way to end the year. After
the disappointment that was the 60th anniversary, this is exactly what I needed.
No, because I've been speaking to him constantly. He needed this. He needed this.
The masculine urge just to say to you, bro.
They've been asking about you all week, by the way, on the course. Like, is he all right? And I'll be like, he's still messaging me in anger now.
What, about the show?
Yeah, about the show.
Yeah, tell me about it, mate. I will tomorrow. I'll think of something tomorrow, mate.
We're all worried about you, mate.
I'm all worried about you.
You all need to sit down and just...
No, lads, I'm fine.
Keep watching this film over and over again.
Until you like it?
No, as in... to remind you, good stuff does exist.
Since when did Letterboxd have ads?
Yes, it has. It has.
Why am I getting a bumble ad? Sorry, Nathan Melo.
What have you been looking at, mate? But anyway...
Yep.
That wraps it up. Yours wasn't as good, mate.
No, it's not though. Yours is the best.
Thank you. I've perfected that.
Right, serious question. Have you ever just sat in your room and practiced it?
Do you think I didn't used to do this all the time when I was a kid watching Jurassic Park? Do you think I didn't used to do...
No, that's what it is. It's the T-Rex.
Yeah.
It doesn't even sound like Godzilla now I think about it.
That's the Raptors. I used to do the Raptor noise with Freddy all the time.
Fun story.
I used to just summon him by doing the Raptor voice.
Can't anymore, can you? So, we'll end the episode with a fun little story about me in year 2. And you were there.
Aww.
Who's the old ladies class?
Miss O'Hara.
And do you know like the little icebreakers that you do? Oh, what can you do? We're around the circle. Do you know what mine was?
What was it, mate?
Come raw. So I literally did like a full-on raw. But you know, not like yours. You know like Ron when he eats the sweet?
Yeah. A lion raw.
Yeah, genuinely. I wanted to say like, do you like a dinosaur? But I think I picked tiger because I didn't want to look like a nerd.
And yet,
so yeah, I've always
used to play Doctor Who in the playground.
Yeah, I've always been cringe is the point.
Yeah, I don't know why I was friends with you.
No, not really. But I've been Joe.
And I've been Kieran.
And this has been definitely serious. We'll see you one more time before Christmas. But apart from that, Merry Christmas, lads.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, actually.
Bye.
Bye.